There's some clients who come to the table that have an established brand. They know who they are, what their unique selling proposition is, what their value prop is, their vision, their mission, their customers, their market, their everything. And then there are those who don't have a clue, but use the web project to try and create the brand. How difficult is that, right?
Yeah, the difference is night and day. So our customers that come to us with an established brand typically are approving their homepage designs and collaborating with our team and getting their website project through the finish line a lot quicker than those that have not yet established their brand or have an idea of what their brand looks like. So when we're creating these designs and these mock-ups for you to review for your website, we're using all of the elements that we have available to us in order to create this. So if all we have is a logo from you, that's it. You can't tell us what your brand means to you, what it means to your customers. You don't have a mascot. You don't have anything to give us outside of a logo. It can be difficult for us to emulate something that you're looking for visually in the design. So when you come prepared to the table with the items that we need, you're more often than not going to get something that you're looking for first time around.
So the branding team, we have a different department that does branding. That's not the web team, right? That's a whole other process. I mean, how often do you feel like, wow, I wish they would have started with the branding team first?
Yeah, I would say a large portion of the time, I'm directing them to the branding team to go through a workshop. So, you don't have your brand established yet. It's time for you to go through a workshop to figure out what your brand is. And during that time, our branding department is walking you through establishing what you want your brand to look like to your customers. What you think your brand is might not be what your customers think it is. Is it even aligned? And during that time, the branding team is getting you to have those aha moments. Okay, maybe I do need a tagline, something that I can put on my trucks, put on my mailers, put on my website, all these different things that can start building brand recognition. So super duper important. The branding team is definitely a huge asset that I think is super important when building the website. We don't want to over design the website. We don't want to make it too heavy. We don't want too many images on the website. It's all going to slow it down. So we need to find the balance between performance and the actual design on the site. We can do video content, but there's a specific way that we have to have the video uploaded onto the site in order to maintain site load speed. So it's something that you're going to want to talk to your strategist about. If you have a large video library, you're going to want to talk to them about that so that we can get the technology needed on the website in order to support that level of content on there before we even get started.
What if they want 5 widgets on the homepage? They want a Twitter feed, an Instagram feed, a Facebook feed, and a reviews feed, or
Well,
4.
I mean, I'd want to ask them what their actual goal is with the website. Do we want to make it a social media platform, or do we want this to be something that is geared towards their goal of, converting a consumer into a customer? If we're just showing them all of your social media feeds and you're overloading them with all the social media content, but they can't really easily find a way to book with you, if they can't get a good feel for your brand, it doesn't matter that you have all of that social media feed on your site.
What would be 2 or 3 things you would want people to be prepped with or think about before they approach a web project or while they're in it?
I think the biggest roadblock that we run into with a lot of business owners is the mindset. Um, we can provide you with all of the tools to stay relevant and competitive in the long term. So we can guide you in the direction of e-commerce, online booking, online financing applications, chat features, all of these different things. We can guide you in design and conversion rate optimization. And we can provide you with all of the tools on how to get with manufacturers to get the most up-to-date rebates, the most up-to-date equipment, and the assets that go along with that. But the most important part in all of this is that you have the mindset to grow and continue to change. I think sometimes a web project can feel, a little bit heavier. It can feel like a commitment. And instead of thinking of this as like, oh, I just have to get through this project, I think the biggest thing that you're going to want to set your mindset as is that this is, long-term growth. We're going to need to consistently be making updates to this website.
Can you build a website that's perfect?
No, you cannot.
Can you build a website free of errors?
You can. You can. It'd take a lot of QA, but you could.
Can we pretty much guarantee every website will likely have a typo or an error on it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that when it's content written by humans, added by humans, and
Transferred from your old website.
transferred from their old website, and we're focused on making sure that it's aligned with all your, we may miss an uppercase letter here and there. Okay, but we'll fix it, I promise.
Right. So if I would tell everybody, like, I feel like saying shit happens, but I really want to just say that there's going to be mistakes. And when you're comparing the typo or the image being on a wrong page compared to 10,000 lines of code and, 6 to 9 weeks worth of work that it took to do everything else, like, take it easy. Let them know, they'll fix it. It's easy.
Yeah, 100%. And when it comes to, especially with how seasonal home services can be, if we are in January and your website project is ready to go live, but you are stuck on the imagery, or you're stuck on, a couple of grammatical errors, and that's what's delaying your website going live, that's going to be a huge no-no. Your web strategist is really going to encourage you and push you and say, look, I know that these are things that you want to adjust. I want to adjust them too. Let's do it after we take the website live. We'll spend an entire week after the site's gone live looking at things, continuing to update them, but let's go ahead and take it live. Let's get you live before that summer season.
Talk to me about the help desk.
Help desk is fantastic. Help desk and I are like best friends. They're gonna be your go-to guys and gals. They're really fantastic because website goes live. You've been working with our team. We've been working really hard on changing out images and grammar and building this whole website, and now it's live. And you're working with your account manager on your marketing, and you're up at 2 a.m. Your mind's going a million miles a minute. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I want to get this on my website. Or maybe you forgot that you need a promotional graphic added by the end of the week to the website. Oh my God, I got to get this on the site. You got to go to Help Desk. Help Desk is fantastic. Turnaround time, super quick. They provide you with updates on your requests, and it's as simple as sending an email to help@ciwebgroup.com.